You ever approach somebody, start talking to them, and it's going well, and then suddenly out of nowhere, the conversation just dies? Like 1 minute she's smiling, she's responding, she's engaged, and then the next she starts kind of checking out. You know, the phone comes out, she's looking around, giving kind of one-word monosyllabic answers, and you feel it just slipping through your fingers. You can't pinpoint why. If that's happened to you, I can guarantee what the problem is. It's not your looks, it's not your opener, it's the way that you're running the conversation. And that's because most guys are out here just talking to people. That's what you're out here doing. You're just talking to people. You don't want to be the guy that just talks to people. You want to be the guy who makes shit happen. A conversation should feel like an experience. It should feel like an event, not a fucking job interview. So if you're just standing there making words come out your flapping meat hole, saying shit, hoping it works, you're playing to not lose instead of playing to win. So in this one, I'm going to break down exactly why your interactions fizzle out and what are the biggest mistakes that you're making that are keeping you stuck in that just talking mode. Because if you can't create momentum in a conversation, you don't have a conversation. You have a slow, awkward death. And look, this isn't some hypothetical. I literally saw this happen last weekend. I was on a boot camp in San Diego, and two guys approached girls on the street, and it was a pretty solid approach. You know, the girls stopped, they were engaged, they were smiling, they liked him at first, and then it started slipping away. Because instead of taking control, instead of directing the interaction, they just kind of meandered. They started sort of drifting up the street together. Nobody said, yo, let's go this way. Nobody set the pace, nobody directed the vibe. And I could just see it falling apart in real time. The girls were not reacting to them. There was no like jaw-dropping, who the fuck are you guys moments. There was no bursts of laughter. There was no emotional highs. There was no tension, no intrigue, no fucking energy. Instead, it was just like two dudes who happened to be walking in the same direction as the girls. And then you could feel the shift literally happen. You know, the smiles got a little thinner. The phones came out, they started checking out, and then they just weren't into it anymore. They just eventually peeled off. Like there was no harsh rejection, there was no shutdown, they just lost interest. And if you've ever been there, you know that's worse than a straight up rejection, right? Because it's not like, no thanks, I'm not interested. It's like, oh, okay, these guys are pussies. This is not going anywhere. Fucking brutal. And it happened because these guys made three major mistakes. Number one, you're not leading. These guys had every chance to take control, but they didn't. They were just tagging along, hoping something would happen instead of making something happen. So it basically looked like this. The guy's like, so, where are you guys headed? Oh, to another bar. Oh, cool. And then they just keep walking next to him, waiting for something to happen. Like no direction, no statement of intent, no reason for her to stay engaged whatsoever. So instead of seeing them as two guys running shit, running the show, the girls just saw them as two extra dudes tagging along for the ride. And when you're just another dude in her night, instead of the highlight of her night, you fucking lose. How should it have gone? Instead, yo, all right, we're going this way. You guys are coming. Let's go. Or even better, hold up. You guys look like you get kicked out of bars. Like last time you got 86, what did you do? What did you do? Right? So now it's actually a moment. Now it's fun. Now it's an actual experience instead of just a conversation. And if you don't learn how to create these moments, if you keep half-assing your interactions, hoping something magically happens while you stand there like a lost child at the fucking mall, well, enjoy being invisible. No reactions, no sparks, just another guy she forgets completely 30 seconds later. And look, this isn't just about dating. This is about your entire fucking life. You ever notice how some dudes just seem to always get ahead? They always get the best jobs, the best opportunities. Everybody treats them good. It's not luck. It's this exact skill set. They own the moment. They command attention. They make shit happen. And meanwhile, you're standing 2 feet too far away, nervously making small talk, twiddling your fucking thumbs, and praying she magically finds you attractive. Pathetic. Click the link in the description below. Click it right now before you scroll away like a coward and pretend that you don't need this. Because here's what happens if you don't. Another year of boring, forgettable conversations, watching douchebags with the IQ of a fucking raccoon get all the results while you convince yourself, oh, it's about looks or money or social hierarchies in the devalued dating market or some bullshit. and worst thing of all, deep down, you fucking know you could be killing it. If only you had the balls to actually do something about it. But look, hey, maybe you like being a spectator. Maybe you like being a background character in your own life. Maybe you get off on almost winning again and again and again and again. Or maybe, just maybe you're done with all that bullshit. Click the link, get in the program, fix this, or stay where you're at. Whatever, your choice. So now, look, even if these guys had led properly, even if they had taken control and actually directed, the interaction where they wanted it to go, it still would have fallen apart. And why is that? Well, because quite frankly, the vibe just stayed completely flat. It was flat the whole time. There was no tension, no excitement, no moments where the girls were reacting. It was just dudes talking. And talking doesn't mean shit if it doesn't make them feel something, right? And that's the second critical mistake that these guys made. No emotional spikes. The girls weren't feeling anything at all. There was no laughter. There was no surprise. There was no challenge. And when a conversation has no emotional range, it just dies. So here's what happened. The guy, so what do you do? Oh, I work in marketing. Oh, marketing is good. Marketing is cool. What kind of marketing? And then the girl's like, oh, blah, 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 this and that, this kind of marketing. That's awesome. The girl's like, phone comes out, checking her phone. Like, you can actually see the social energy flatlining. So here's how this should have gone. Oh, marketing, interesting. That's not what I would have guessed. I would have thought you were an Instagram influencer peddling fucking protein powder through your affiliate links or some shit. Or maybe in the fashion industry, perhaps some kind of hot-ass model sashaying through the lane. Hot ass, that's hyphenated. Punctuation is very important. Many people forget the importance of punctuation these days. Okay, so boom. Now, something's happening. That's like a little different. Now she's reacting. Maybe she's laughing. Maybe she's pushing back. But regardless, she's somehow engaged because now you're making them feel something. And if they're feeling something, they're going to remember you. All right? Mistake number 3, they never expressed intent. And this was the nail in the fucking coffin. At no point did the girls actually know if these guys were flirting or just like making conversation. The interaction had just felt way too friendly, way too casual. And look, here's the fucking truth. If she's not sure that you're flirting, if she's got to wonder whether you're into her or you're just being nice, if there's no charge, no tension, no hint of attraction, you are nothing. You blend away into nothing. And by the time you finally get your head out your fucking ass and like scrounge up the temerity to finally make your move, the shit's already over. Because in her mind, she's already filed you under the, just some dude talking category. It's game over. So here's how this should have gone. Maybe they look her up and down. They're like, damn, look at you. I feel like we could have fun getting into trouble together. Am I in danger? Should I be concerned here? Anyway, Now she knows what's up, right? Just that little shift. And now the conversation actually has a direction. When you don't do this, you get polite smiles, nice to meet you, and that slow, painful fade into oblivion where she now has to go find her friends. Look, the bottom line, and why you keep losing is this. If you're just walking alongside her, she's gonna fucking forget you. If you're not creating an emotional spike, she's not gonna feel anything. And if you're not expressing interest, she's not even gonna register you as an option. And if you don't fix this shit, you're just gonna keep getting these polite, confused laughter, smiles, surface level conversation, and then the dreaded nice to meet you as they fade off and fuck off into the night. So we broke down the problem. Now let's talk about how to fix it. Remember, you're not out here to just be a guy who's talking to people. You're out here to be a guy who makes shit happen. And in order to do that, you've got to do 3 things. You've got to lead the interaction, you've got to spike the energy, and you've got to express intent. So fix number 1, take control, lead the interaction. If you just drift along hoping the vibe magically gets better, it won't. Let's just say that. Again, people are like, oh, the vibe's not there. You make the fucking vibe. You got to make the vibe. You take the fucking wheel and make the fucking vibe. So as opposed to like, so where are you guys headed? If you're saying that, you're waiting. You're waiting instead of leading. Wrong approach. Right approach? All right, we're going this way. It's called the Tipsy Crow. It's amazing, spectacular, phenomenal. You're gonna love it. Let's go. Boom. No hesitation, no uncertainty. You're creating momentum. It's clear that you're leading. And if you can't lead physically, because maybe say they're stationary for whatever reason, then you lead the conversation. Instead of, oh, nice, so you work in marketing? Marketing is good. You're like, oh, marketing, like the television program Mad Men with Don Draper. Is your coffee mug filled with 90% vodka at all times? Do you chain smoke and gaslight your coworkers? It's like, boom, now they're engaged. Because leading isn't about just where you're going physically, it's about the energy of the conversation itself and the energy you're creating, okay? Fix number 2, cause an emotional spike of some sort. Make them fucking feel something. Most guys, the vast majority, play it way too fucking safe, right? They just nod along, agree, ask boring interview-style questions, and the conversation just never takes off at all. So here's how you fix this. In the first 30 seconds, you got to throw out something that forces some kind of reaction. Like I might be like, damn girl, like what up girl, you like food court? I'm gonna take you to food court. We can hold hands. or even something as dumb as like the old opinion opener. Like, let me ask you a question. Do you floss before or after you brush? Okay? These aren't even that good. They're not even that funny or cool or good, but they work. And why is that? Because now they're engaged, right? Now they're not just answering boring questions. Now they're reacting. Now you've hooked them. And fix number 3, express intention. Express it very clearly. And this is where most guys fuck up without even knowing it, right? They talk, they joke, they vibe, but they never make it clear. I'm talking to you because I like you. So even if the conversation is great, she still isn't sure what the fuck's actually going on. And if she's not sure, she's basically gonna assume it's nothing because the dude needs to lead. So within the first minute, you have to make your interest obvious. It doesn't have to be crazy. It doesn't have to be aggressive. Just one simple line that just flips that switch so they know what the fuck is up. So what's an example of this? I might say, who are you? You're amazing. I love you. But it's a shallow love. It's a superficial, shallow love. Okay? Anyway, da-da-da-da-da. Or even something like, damn, girl, look at you. I love you. You're killing it tonight. I love your look. It's hot. You're hot. Anyway, da-da-da-da-da-da, right? And just move on from there. That's all it takes. That's literally all it takes. And this does 2 things. Number 1, it puts the conversation on the right track, right? She knows that this is a romantic interaction, not just friendly banter. It makes her see you as an option. And really, in many ways, that's the whole game. Because when she knows why you're talking to her and she's having fun in the process, that's when you actually start to get real results. So here's what it comes down to. Most guys think they're having good interactions, right? They think, well, she's talking to me, she's still here, that means it's going good, right? No. If she's just standing there, responding out of politeness, you are losing. Because attraction isn't just about holding a conversation, it's about making shit happen. Again, I can't restate that enough. And the guys who consistently win, they're doing these 3 things every single fucking time. They lead. They don't meander. They don't ask permission. They take control of the situation. Number 2, they create spikes. They aren't just talking, they're creating moments that register in their memory, moments that actually matter. And number 3, they're making the intent very, very clear. The girl never has to wonder why they're talking to her. So if you don't have these locked in, you're basically playing basketball without a hoop. You're running around, you're making moves, thinking you're doing something, but none of it actually counts. So here's your challenge. Next time you're in a conversation, I want you to track these 3 things in your head. Did you lead? Did you make them feel something? Did you make your intention clear? If you can't say yes to all 3 of these things, you already know what to fix, right? And if you're done fucking around, half-assing this, and wasting years of your life trying to figure it out the slow way and do it on your own, then click the link in the description right now. Get in the program, let's get this dialed in, and let's get you some actual results. This has been your boy Jeffy from Las Vegas, Nevada, and I'll see you next time.
The live program is really good for taking action and solidifying certain lessons into yourself. Like it's in your nervous system. It's impossible not to learn something. You're gonna walk away from this program, there's gonna be something a lot different about you. I watched, these guys on YouTube for years, and I sat around with great intentions. I had good intentions all day, and it did nothing. I stayed the same. When I went and started taking good actions, not only did I have external results that started to change, my perception of myself started to shift. Nothing's gonna shift with good intentions. It's only going to shift with good actions. Thank you, Jeffy. I'm excited for the future, and I'm excited to just keep trying to grow on this journey. Thank you so much.